your quarter could be worth a small fortune. The shocking truth about coin collecting. Every day, millions of people casually spend quarters without a second glance. But what if I told you that sitting in your pocket change right now could be a coin worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars? Hidden within the seemingly ordinary state quarter series are errors so rare and spectacular that they've transformed ordinary 25-cent pieces into life-changing treasures. Today, we're diving deep into the world of coin collecting's most electrifying secret: how tiny manufacturing mistakes can turn pocket change into pure gold. The 1999 Georgia State Quarter is more than just a piece of loose change. For collectors, it's a treasure with the potential to be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. But what makes a coin that's so common in circulation worth such extraordinary amounts? The answer lies in its story, its errors, and the mysteries it holds. Let's uncover what makes the Georgia State Quarter so unique and why some of these coins have become so valuable. The Georgia State Quarter was released in 1999 as part of the U.S. Mint's groundbreaking State Quarters program, which commemorated each state's history and culture. Georgia's coin stands out with its iconic design, a bold depiction of a peach, representing the state's agricultural heritage, framed by live oak sprigs and the state motto, wisdom, justice, moderation. The design also includes an outline of the state and the date it joined the Union, 1788. This seemingly simple coin has captivated collectors, not just for its artistic value, but because of the fascinating errors that occasionally occurred during its production. Now, here's where things get exciting. The U.S. Mint struck these quarters at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Between Philadelphia and Denver, over 900 million of these coins were minted for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced a limited number of proof sets for collectors. With such a massive production, you might think every Georgia quarter is identical, but nothing could be further from the truth. During the minting process, errors can and do occur, creating coins that are anything but ordinary. And those mistakes? They're the ones collectors are willing to pay a fortune for. Let's start with some of the most common errors found in the Georgia State Quarter. One type is known as a die crack. Die cracks happen when the metal dies used to strike coins begin to wear out or develop small fractures. These cracks can leave visible lines or raised marks on the surface of the coin, often near the edges or across the design. For example, some Georgia quarters show die cracks near the peach or along the lettering of the motto. While these errors may seem minor, their uniqueness makes them highly collectible, and their value can increase dramatically if the crack is prominent or in an unusual location. Another fascinating error is the off-center strike. This happens when a coin blank, or planchet, isn't properly aligned with the striking dies. Instead of a perfectly centered design, you'll see a portion of the design missing, with a blank area visible on the coin. The degree of the misalignment plays a big role in determining the value of the coin. A Georgia quarter struck 10% off-center might fetch a modest price, but one struck 50% off-center could sell for hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars, depending on its condition and overall appeal. Double die errors are another major draw for collectors. These occur when a coin is struck with a die that was improperly prepared, resulting in certain elements of the design appearing doubled. On a Georgia State Quarter, this could mean you'd see doubled lettering in the motto, or even doubling in the peach or the outline of the state. These errors are incredibly rare, and when they are discovered, they can send collectors into a frenzy. Some double die coins from other quarters in the State Quarters program have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, so finding one on a Georgia quarter could be a game changer. But the list doesn't stop there. Have you ever heard of a clipped planchet? This occurs when a coin blank is improperly cut during production, leaving a noticeable chunk missing from the edge of the coin. While it's easy to mistake this for post-mint damage, true clipped planchets have distinct characteristics, such as a curved edge and metal flow lines that show the coin was struck after the clip occurred. These errors are rare, and their scarcity makes them highly desirable among collectors. The appeal of these errors isn't just their rarity, it's the thrill of discovery. Take, for instance, the story of a casual collector who discovered an extraordinary die crack on a Georgia quarter while going through their pocket change. What seemed like an ordinary coin turned out to be worth several $100s, simply because of the unique crack that formed during its minting. Stories like this are what make coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you might stumble across a hidden treasure in the most unexpected place. Of course, not every Georgia state quarter is a jackpot waiting to be discovered. To truly understand the value of these coins, it's important to know how to spot the difference between a common coin and one with significant worth. Start by examining your coins closely, using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look for irregularities in the design, such as doubling, cracks, or misalignments. Pay attention to the edges of the coin, as this is where off-center strikes and clipped planchets are often most visible. If you suspect you found an error coin, it's always a good idea to have it authenticated by a professional grading service, like PCGS or NGC. When it comes to determining a coin's value, condition is key. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. An error coin in pristine condition, often referred to as mint state, can command significantly higher prices than one that's heavily worn. For example, a Georgia quarter with a noticeable die crack in circulated condition might sell for $50 to $100, but the same coin in mint state could be worth several times that amount. Now, let's talk about the rarest and most valuable Georgia quarters ever discovered. Among the most coveted are proof errors from the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are struck with specially prepared dies on polished planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish and sharp details. Errors on these coins are incredibly rare because of the extra care taken during production. However, when they do occur, such as a double die or a misstrike, they can fetch staggering amounts at auction. One example is a proof Georgia quarter with a significant doubling in the lettering, which sold for thousands of dollars to an eager collector. Another standout example is an off-center Georgia quarter with a dramatic misstrike, leaving half the design missing. This particular coin, graded in near-perfect condition, sold for over $10,000 at a major auction. These examples show just how valuable these errors can be and why collectors are so passionate about finding them. For those new to coin collecting, the idea of discovering such a valuable coin might seem intimidating. But the truth is, anyone can get started. Check your loose change, search through rolls of coins from the bank, or even attend local coin shows to hunt for treasures. Online forums and social media groups dedicated to coin collecting are also fantastic resources for learning more and connecting with other enthusiasts. The thrill of the hunt is what keeps collectors coming back. One day, you might find yourself holding a Georgia quarter that looks a little different. Maybe it has a die crack running through the peach, or the rim seems slightly off-center. That small difference could make all the difference, transforming a simple coin into a highly sought-after collector's item. The 2006 North Dakota State Quarter is one of the many coins from the U.S. Mint's State Quarters program, but this particular coin holds secrets that could make it worth far more than its face value. While millions of these coins were struck and circulated, a small fraction of them contain rare errors or unique features that have captivated collectors and driven their value into the hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. And if you've got a sharp eye, you might just have one of these treasures sitting in your collection, or even in your pocket change. The North Dakota Quarter was released in 2006 and features a design that celebrates the state's rugged beauty and wildlife. The reverse shows two American bison grazing in a serene field, with the iconic Badlands in the background. This scene is not just a tribute to North Dakota's natural heritage, but it also provides a canvas where some of the most fascinating minting errors can occur. But what makes a coin like this so valuable? It all comes down to errors, condition, and rarity. Let's start with the basics of the coin. The 2006 North Dakota Quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 305 million quarters, while the Denver Mint struck around 359 million. San Francisco, on the other hand, minted approximately 2.9 million proof coins. These proof coins are highly sought after by collectors because of their mirror-like finish and sharp details. However, even among these millions of coins, not all are created equal. While most were struck perfectly, a few left the mint with errors that drastically increase their value. Now, when it comes to coin collecting, errors are the name of the game. These are mistakes that happen during the minting process, and they can turn an ordinary quarter into an extraordinary find. Some of the most common errors on the North Dakota Quarter include die cracks, off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. Each of these errors has its own unique characteristics, and the more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. Take die cracks, for example. These occur when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack, leaving raised lines or marks on the coin surface. On the North Dakota quarter, die cracks have been found in various places, such as near the bison or along the edges of the coin. While minor die cracks might only add a small premium to the coin's value, more significant or unusual cracks can make the coin worth hundreds of dollars. Off-center strikes are another fascinating error to watch for. These occur when the blank coin, or planchet, isn't properly aligned with the die during striking. The result is a coin with part of the design missing, creating a visually striking error. On the North Dakota quarter, off-center strikes that are 50% or more off-center can fetch prices well into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. Then there are double dies, a favorite among collectors. This error occurs when the die itself is improperly manufactured, causing parts of the coin's design to appear doubled. On the North Dakota quarter, doubling can be found in the lettering, such as in the words North Dakota or E pluribus unum, or even on the details of the bison. Coins with dramatic doubling are extremely rare and can sell for thousands at auction. Another intriguing error is the clipped planchet. This occurs when the blank used to strike the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a crescent-shaped clip on the finished coin. These errors are easy to spot and highly collectible, especially if the clip is pronounced. Depending on the size and location of the clip, these coins can be worth several $100s. But errors aren't the only factor that determines a coin's value. The condition of the coin is just as important. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. If you find a 2006 North Dakota quarter with an error in mint state condition, its value can skyrocket. For example, a double die error in mint state could be worth thousands, while the same error on a heavily circulated coin might only bring in a fraction of that amount. Now, let's talk about some real-life stories that show just how valuable these error coins can be. In one case, a collector discovered a North Dakota quarter with a significant off-center strike at a local coin shop. The coin was in near-perfect condition, and after being professionally graded, it sold at auction for over $1,500. In another instance, a rare double die error was found in a roll of quarters purchased from a bank. This coin, which showed dramatic doubling in the lettering, was graded as mint state and eventually sold for nearly $10,000. These stories aren't just rare occurrences. They're proof that valuable coins can turn up in the most unexpected places. So, how can you find these hidden treasures? The first step is to carefully inspect your coins. A simple magnifying glass or digital microscope can help you spot details like die cracks, doubling, or other anomalies. Pay close attention to the bison and the lettering on the North Dakota quarter, as these are common areas where errors can occur. Lighting is also crucial. Using a bright, adjustable light source can help you see subtle details that might otherwise go unnoticed. Once you've identified a potential error coin, the next step is to determine its value. This is where professional grading services like PCGS or NGC come in. These companies will authenticate your coin, assign it a grade, and encapsulate it in a protective holder. While grading services can be expensive, they're well worth the investment for high-value coins, as they provide a level of trust and legitimacy that can significantly increase the coin's resale value. If you're just starting out as a collector, don't worry. There are plenty of ways to build your collection without breaking the bank. Start by checking your loose change or buying rolls of quarters from your local bank. You'd be surprised how many interesting finds turn up this way. Coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces are also great places to search for error coins and expand your collection. Of course, not all error coins are created equal. The rarest and most valuable errors on the North Dakota quarter are worth waiting for, and now it's time to reveal them. Among the most sought after are major double die errors, which show dramatic doubling in key areas like the bison's body or the lettering. These coins are incredibly scarce, with only a handful known to exist, and they can sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Another top-tier find is the major off-center strike. While minor off-center errors are relatively common, coins that are significantly misaligned, by 50% or more, are extremely rare. These coins are not only visually striking but also highly valuable, with prices ranging from several $1,000s to tens of thousands, depending on their condition. And then there are the unique, one-of-a-kind discoveries. In 2018, a collector came across a North Dakota quarter with an unusual combination of errors, a double-die obverse paired with a clipped planchet. This coin was a true anomaly, and its rarity drove its auction price to over $25,000. Finds like this remind us that the possibilities are endless when it comes to error coins. So, what makes the 2006 North Dakota quarter so special? It's not just the design or the mintage. It's the hidden potential for extraordinary errors that could turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, there's no better time to start hunting for these rare and valuable coins. Who knows? The next big find could be waiting in your change jar or tucked away in a roll of quarters from your local bank. As you examine your coins, remember to handle them with care. Use gloves to avoid leaving fingerprints, and store your finds in protective holders or albums to preserve their condition. The better the condition of your coin, the higher its value will be, especially if it contains a rare error. In the year 2000, the U.S. Mint released the Maryland State Quarter as part of the wildly popular 50 State Quarters program. On its surface, it's just another coin, worth 25 cents. But beneath its polished design lies the potential for immense value, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even millions, if you're lucky enough to uncover one of the rare error coins we're about to discuss. This quarter, celebrating Maryland's rich history, has captivated collectors for years, not just for its striking design, but for the fascinating mistakes that slipped through during production. Let's start with the basics. The Maryland State Quarter was the seventh coin released in the series, designed to represent the Old Line State. The reverse side features the iconic Maryland State House, the oldest state capitol in continuous legislative use, along with two branches of white oak to symbolize the state tree. It's a beautiful design, but its perfection often masks the imperfections that make it truly valuable. Most Maryland quarters were struck at either the Philadelphia or Denver Mint, marked with a P or D, while proof versions came from the San Francisco Mint with an S mint mark. These coins were created with precise specifications. They weigh 5.67 grams, measure 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and consist of a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. While millions of these coins were minted, a select few have become treasures thanks to errors that occurred during the production process. What makes these errors so special? Errors in minting are essentially mistakes, but in the coin collecting world, they're far from undesirable. They create uniqueness, and with uniqueness comes rarity, and with rarity comes value. Collectors prize these flawed coins because they represent anomalies, tiny miracles that escaped the rigorous quality control process of the U.S. Mint. And Maryland quarters are no exception. One of the most common types of errors found in the Maryland quarter is the die crack. Imagine a tiny fracture developing on the die used to strike the coins. Over time, that crack transfers onto the coins, leaving a raised line that wasn't part of the original design. These cracks can appear anywhere, but they're often spotted near the edges or around detailed features like the branches of the oak or the dome of the State House. The value of a coin with die cracks depends on the size, location, and prominence of the error. Some die cracks are subtle, while others are dramatic, splitting the coin's design in ways that collectors find irresistible. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike. This happens when a coin isn't properly aligned with the dies during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing. Maryland quarters with off-center strikes can vary widely, from slight misalignments to coins with as much as 50% of the design missing. The greater the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Coins with the date and mint mark still visible, despite the off-center strike, are especially sought after. Perhaps the most exciting type of error is the double die. Double dies occur when a coin is struck by a die that has been improperly engraved, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On Maryland quarters, doubling is often found in the inscriptions like Maryland, the Old Line State, or the date 2000. The doubling can be subtle or dramatic, but even the slightest doubling can turn a 25-cent coin into a piece worth thousands. And then there are clipped planchets, coins that are missing a portion of their edge due to a mistake during the blanking process. Clipped planchets create a crescent-shaped indentation along the rim of the coin. This error is easy to spot and highly collectible, especially when the clip doesn't interfere with the coin's main design. One of the rarest and most visually striking errors is the missing clad layer. Maryland quarters, like most modern quarters, are made of 3 layers, a copper core sandwiched between 2 nickel layers. In some cases, one of the nickel layers is missing, exposing the copper core underneath. These coins have a distinctive reddish appearance on one side and are highly prized for their rarity. But be careful, post-mint damage can sometimes mimic this error, so it's crucial to have the coin authenticated by a professional grading service. Speaking of authentication, let's talk about grading and why it's essential. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating better condition. An uncirculated Maryland quarter, graded at MS 65 or higher, is worth far more than one that's been heavily circulated. When you add an error into the mix, the value skyrockets. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can not only certify your coin's condition but also verify the presence of errors, giving collectors and buyers confidence in its authenticity. But how do you even find these valuable error coins? For some, it's a matter of sheer luck, finding an odd-looking quarter in pocket change or a coin roll from the bank. For others, it's the result of diligent searching. Coin roll hunting, where collectors buy rolls of coins from banks and sift through them for treasures, has yielded some incredible finds. And don't overlook proof sets. While they're typically of higher quality, errors can and do occur in these specially made coins. Take, for example, the story of a collector who discovered a Maryland quarter with a dramatic die crack stretching across the State House dome. This coin, once just pocket change, sold at auction for several $1,000s. Or the tale of a hobbyist who found an off-center Maryland quarter with the date and mint mark fully visible, a rarity that fetched a significant price online. These stories aren't just anecdotes. They're proof that valuable coins are out there, waiting to be found. Now, let's address the big question. How much are these error coins actually worth? The answer depends on several factors, including the type of error, the coin's condition, and market demand. A Maryland quarter with a minor die crack might sell for $50 to $100, while a coin with a more dramatic crack could fetch several $100s. Off-center strikes typically start at $100, but can go much higher if the misalignment is severe and the date is visible. Double die errors are particularly valuable, often selling for thousands, depending on the prominence of the doubling. And missing clad layer errors? Those can easily reach into the tens of thousands for coins in excellent condition. But here's the real kicker. The rarest and most valuable Maryland quarters have sold for 6 figures at auction. These are the coins with unique combinations of errors, or those in pristine, uncirculated condition with dramatic, eye-catching flaws. Imagine holding a coin worth $100,000 or more, knowing it started as a simple 25-cent piece. So, how can you maximize your chances of finding one of these treasures? First, educate yourself. Learn to recognize the telltale signs of common errors and invest in basic tools like a magnifying glass or coin loop to examine coins closely. Join online forums or local coin clubs to connect with other collectors and share tips. And most importantly, don't dismiss the coins in your everyday change. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. Maryland quarters may not have the immediate allure of gold or silver coins, but their potential value lies in their imperfections. These tiny flaws, created by chance and preserved by luck, have turned ordinary coins into extraordinary finds. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, the thrill of the hunt and the possibility of discovering a rare error coin make every search worthwhile. And who knows? The next time you're handed a quarter and change, it might just be the one that changes your life. From overlooked details to jaw-dropping discoveries, we've uncovered the incredible world of coin errors that can transform ordinary quarters into extraordinary investments. Remember, every coin tells a story, and yours might just be worth a fortune. Don't just look at your change, examine it. Study it. Who knows? That quarter you've been casually tossing aside could be your ticket to a life-changing payday.